My name is Shamsi. With you? What's your name?
Yura.
Yura again. Sorry, yeah, Yura. So yes, I was speaking to your friend here. Yeah. He was talking about you're a Christian
Background, yeah.
background. So you believe in the Creator? The Creator.
Science.
Huh?
Science.
Science is subject, is a topic.
Yeah, of course, but
No, but
half.
no, but science is like is a topic.
Yeah, of course.
I've asked you, do you believe someone make a camera? You're gonna tell me I believe in maths. You understand? As Muslims, which is we can utilize our sound reasoning.
Yeah.
Believe in the Creator is something well rooted within us. Well rooted within us, meaning that, as our Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, he said every child is born with a fitra. What does a fitra mean? Mean called natural inclination. Naturally, children are born to believe in the Creator. However, the environment can affect their beliefs. Okay, that's why you know, for example, in the Quran, Allah mentioned, "Hal ata." I will say in Arabic, translate the meaning of the verse. Yeah, Allah said, "Hal ata al insani heen min ad-dahri lam yakun shay'an madhkura." Is there not the time for the human to think? There was once upon a time there were not even a word of mentioning. So you were non-existent. You understand? Now you have hearing, you have a sight, you can speak. So therefore, therefore you cannot come from a blind matter. It's either a blind matter or creator that possesses knowledge and a power and ability. And without any doubt, which is a logical, rational, and you go in line with our natural inclination, must have a creator. Also in the Quran, there's another verse. That's why is the Quran so beautiful and so special with the Quran. The Quran, when Allah called people to believe in Him and worship Him alone, Allah utilizes intellectual arguments. For example, Allah another verse said, the other verse, أم خلقوا من غير شيء أم هم الخالقون أم خلقوا السماوات والأرض بل لا يوقنون. Would they create by nothing? And by the way, when Allah is saying that, He's not asking the question, meaning He's rebuking. People think Allah is asking, no, Allah is rebuking people. Will you create by nothing? Are you serious? You're telling me nothing created you? Like,
No, we've been created.
yeah, we've been created.
There was a start. There's supposed
That's
to be a
it.
start.
A start must have a creator who to create that, because we can see this universe organized, programmed. You know, today is Sunday, tomorrow is Monday. We can know by calculating the sun setting, sun rising. You know, there's an order. We have a nose next to our mouth. Why? Before you eat, smell food. You have eyebrows above your eyes. Why? Because the sweat contains a salt. If it keeps go to your eye, will damage it. You have a teeth in your mouth because you chew with your food. You chew with your mouth. You have a joint in your elbows to give and take. Your head is on the top, not at the bottom, because when you walk, you look straight down. You see, programmed. That's why your existence and my existence is a clear-cut proof for the Creator's existence. And if this is the case, therefore you should be worshipped alone. You should be grateful alone. The question I ask you, imagine I said to you, look, I'm a multi-millionaire. As a nice guy, I'm having a respectful discussion with you. I'm going to give you £2 million as a gift. You know, especially what's happened in Ukraine. You know, I'll say, look, that's £2 million as a gift. You know, if you do take it, would you thank me? If you do take it, of course.
I have to.
Yeah, it's a big money. It's a big money, £2 million. And of course, £2 million, like I mentioned, is a big money. You will remember me all the time.
Yeah.
You're gonna remember Shamsi. Shamsi gave me
you to my country, give it to my people.
That's what I'm saying.
The money,
yeah, but you're gonna be grateful to me, even your people.
Yeah.
I will give you £2 million on a condition. Give me your 2 eyes.
If it says my people, I will do it.
You will not do it, because why? When you give me your 2 eyes, you become burden upon anyone. You have no privacy. People will take you to a toilet. So you will not give me your 2 eyes.
I'll give you one.
No, you will not give nothing. I'm telling you, because you become burden. Your eyes is more valuable than anything else. Even 1 eye, you will not give it, because why? You're gonna become burden, and you have no privacy.
Become a burden to another
to people, yes,
my family.
to your family. You know what I'm saying? And no one likes that. You understand? That's why Prophet Muhammad told us, if someone is born blind or he becomes a blind and is patient upon that, there is no reward for him except paradise. Because the eyes, you see your mother with it. You don't have to wait for people to lead you. You know, you can be independent, helping the people. You understand? So your eyes is more valuable than anything else. You won't exchange it with anything. But remember, who gave it to you for free? The Creator. So why we're not grateful to Him? Why don't you remember Him?
I'm grateful, you know.
That's good. You're grateful to Him. How do you know it's the correct way?
How do I know it's
The correct way.
To
So be grateful to the Creator.
pray for them?
Yeah, but how do you know? For example, let me make it clear. Imagine you want to buy a gift for your mother.
Yeah.
Are you going to buy a gift that you love or your mother love?
My mother.
Your mother love. Likewise, rationally speaking, if I want to be grateful to the Creator, I should be grateful to Him the way He loves. Not the way He is objective. The way we love is subjective. That's why, based upon the Creator's wisdom and justice and mercy, He sent the prophets and messengers to teach us about our purpose of life.
Yeah.
That's why when we look to Prophet Muhammad, do we know Islam is the truth? Because you know Prophet Muhammad teaching God in line with only one God. No God because no, the perfect God, the Creator. You know, to worship Him alone. Of course, prophecies. You know, now in our time, for example, the Sahih Bukhari, one of the Islamic sources, Prophet Muhammad said, I fear what the earth will give you. The and we know what we take the everything. This give us something which is going to be big to us. Because I fear the earth, you know, as a balance. No, that, but the point here, how especially the Arab Peninsula, and we know the Arab of petrol, you know, and the ground. You understand? Likewise, Prophet Muhammad said, "There will come a time, we know interest usually, interest will become widespread, even if you are not involved directly, will affect you."
Of course, everyone.
You know now, thank you, you know that. You know now, if you open a bank account, therefore, you are involved in interest.
Of course.
Your money is being used by interest.
Yeah.
The question we ask ourselves, how man existed 1,400 years ago, prophesying about something that we can observe right now? Any indication to that? Because why? He received the revelation from the Creator. Because one of the way of to know false prophets from a true prophet, one of them the teaching. They are one God, worship one God alone. Also the prophecy they come. Also the miracles. One of the miracles of the Quran that Allah mentioned the Quran. وَلَقَدْ يَسَّنَّا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ فَهَلْ مِن مُدَّكِرٍ. We have made Quran easy to be memorized. That is a claim in the Quran. Can we verify that claim? Yes, we can. If the Muslims and the Jews and the Christians, all of them, burn their scriptures, the only scripture that we can bring it back into the written form is the Quran. You know why? Because the Quran has been memorized by 100 million of people. You know that, innit?
Yeah.
The Quran, you know, not the Muslim scholars, even the Muslim scholars memorized it, but even the Muslim children memorized the Quran.
They've been taught to.
Yeah, but what is very interesting as well, sometimes the people that memorize the Quran, they don't even speak the language of the Quran. It's like you and I.
Yeah, that's correct. I know.
Yeah, it's like you and I memorize Chinese book,
Yeah.
but we don't even speak Chinese. And what is very more interesting than that is that when they read the Quran, they pronounce it correctly, perfectly. But if they speak Arabic to you, if they're not Arab, they make mistakes in Arabic language. But when they say the Quran perfectly, that Quran is the word of Allah. You know? And I will finish with this, sorry for taking your time.
No,
Islam came to preserve 5 things. These 5 things that Islam came to preserve, we have abandoned them. And the outcome of that, there's a lot of trials and tribulations. Islam came to preserve religion. What does that mean? That's the first thing. Yeah, pay attention to it. Islam came to preserve religion. What does that mean? Meaning that the oneness of God, Islam is very holy. When a man came to Prophet Muhammad and bowed down to him, he said, don't bow down to me. You bow down only to Allah. Because when you do not worship the correct God, you start following your desires. And we can see that right now in our time. When we start following our desires, our children are confused. We are confused. Everyone is confused. You know, you have a man wakes up, today he said, I'm a woman. The next day he said, he's a man. The next day he said, no, he's an animal. You know, there's a woman in America, she thinks she's a rabbit.
it's all bullshit.
No, you know, yeah.
all, yeah.
But you know what she's saying? Because now if you open that gate, you have to be consistent. She's saying she believes she's a rabbit, but she's been born in the wrong body. Now, transgenders, they cannot refute her because they have the same thing in the wrong body. So she's saying, I'm a rabbit, I want the wrong body. It's like basically what you can do, a woman's right. Now, you know, if a man beats a woman, the police come arrest you. But now if you beat up a woman and they arrest you, say, listen, I'm a woman. And they cannot say no, because you are allowed to identify yourself as a woman, even though you clearly a man. And if they say no, you're a man, that's called what? Discrimination. So what's happened? The law, they have to change the law. And what is that? That's the outcome of not following God. When we start following our desires. So that's the first thing. Islam came to preserve religion, the true religion, worship God alone, follow his teaching. Secondly, Islam came to preserve the intellect, protect the intellect. What does that mean? In Islam, anything that harms the intellect is forbidden.
Anything that harms intellect.
It's forbidden. Alcohol is forbidden. Drugs is forbidden. Yeah. Thirdly, Islam came to protect and preserve the wealth. That's why interest and gambling is forbidden. You know, to protect your wealth, because interest, likewise gambling, you waste your wealth. Likewise, Islam came to protect what they call it, marriage. That's why fornication, adultery is forbidden. Likewise, Islam comes to preserve the soul. That's why committing suicide and killing innocent people is forbidden. These 5 things that came to preserve. The opposite of that, alcohol, our country, Britain, our country around the world, not just allow it, they propagate it. Alcohol destroys us individually and collectively. Gambling destroys us collectively, individually and collectively.
I agree with that.
Yeah, interest make the rich richer, poor poorer. Destroy us individually and collectively. Destroy us individually and collectively. Making and so on. So these 4 things, it goes back to the evil thing, which is when you turn away from God. The first, away from God, that's the outcome of that. Okay. When you turn away from God, that's the outcome of that. So my point here is, yes, there is some people benefiting from these vices, who are majority of times those the rich people, or those who are not every rich, because some rich people are good people, you know, in power. Okay, even though they know that it's bad for society, but they still allow it because they're making money out of it.
Yeah.
That's why Euro. When you understand Islam, there's 2 types of people who hate Islam. They are ignorant about or making money from the side of the people, and they look at Islam as a threat for their business because they are rich. So what they do, they utilize their wealth to make Islam look bad, even though Islam is good for us individually and collectively. And this is what's happening now. The people who are in power are utilizing the media to make Islam look bad. But even though intellectually you can see Islam is good for us, the question also we should ask ourselves, how many that existed 1,400 years ago, who couldn't read and write, lived in the middle of nowhere, he's coming with these 5 necessities, which is good for us collectively and individually. But yet on the other side, we have these politicians who studied in the best universities around the world. They cannot resolve our problems because that man was a messenger of the Creator. When the Creator legislates something, there is no evil desires and there is no bias gets involved. I'll just show you, look, the confusion. Alcohol is allowed. Drugs is not allowed, even though they cause the same harm. Yeah. So please, maybe you can help me, because I'm shy to explain that to me rationally, why alcohol is allowed, even though majority of crimes because of alcohol. No, not me saying that. Check on Home Office website. And alcohol causes more harm. So why alcohol is allowed, drugs is not allowed? Who knows the answer?
Well,
because there's high taxes on alcohol.
money, yeah.
Even though they know it's bad for us.
Accessible. It's cheaper.
But they're making money from it.
They're making money.
That's
Well,
why.
I don't drink, I don't smoke.
Alhamdulillah, that's good. So you need to become Muslim. You need to go. You need to take the membership. What we say to you, my point here is, when you have no God, when you don't follow no God, you live a contradiction life. You know, meaning that, remember, we are human beings. Today we say today is allowed something, the next day we can change. You know, did you know that in Switzerland there was a woman, she got married to a tree? Yeah, she got married to a tree. Have you heard that? One brother, he's not married, he said, this woman's crazy. I'm looking for a woman for a long time, she goes to marry a tree. Well, my skin is dying to get married, she said she won't get married to a tree. Well, I said, you know, look how crazy it is, brother. What you have to understand, bro, Allah, you see what's happening now around the world? Allah mentioned that in the Quran. وَمَنْ أَعْرَضَ عَنْ ذِكْرِي فَإِنَّ لَهُ مَعِيشَةً ضَنْكًا. Whoever turns away from my remembrance, he will have a miserable life. That's what's happening now. a lot of suicide. Why? Depressions.
And more of the suicides are the men's suicides.
Yeah.
Because what is going on with the world and the woman?
Bro, not just men, even women. But
Even the women,
there's,
yeah.
I'm not sure if there's more men or women. Allah knows best. But what I know, there's more suicide amongst LGBTQ community. There's way more. Yes, yes. I have a
Yeah.
book here from their own sources. You know, the point here is that's what's happening.
They're not getting accepted.
No, not get accepted, brother. They get accepted in Britain.
In
In Britain, yeah. No, I'm talking about Britain. In Europe, brother. In America and Britain, Europe, gay people commit suicide more than anyone else. And you know where? Switzerland. Not Switzerland. In Sweden. Sweden, there's no more liberal country like Sweden.
I know.
Sweden is crazy. Alhamdulillah, we live in Britain. Wallahi, my Muslim brothers and sisters. Say Alhamdulillah in Britain. Sweden is crazy. It's unbelievable. It's mental. No, do you know why? Because we are going against our human nature, bro. Allah created a man and a woman.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Doesn't mean because imagine now I said to you, no, bro, I feel like I'm chicken.
I feel
And you
like
know,
I'm a man, so I
You
don't
know, no. I said, brother, I feel like I'm armless. I feel like I'm armless. Even though clearly you can see an arm, yeah? But I feel like I'm armless. And I feel I have no arms. Can you help me to cut it off? Would you help me? So why are we helping people to cut off everything?
I'm not gonna.
You know, I'm not saying you. I'm not saying. No, I'm not saying you.
That's
No.
why you've been created.
But I'm not saying it.
It's
But
my choice
I'm
to
showing
do
you the contradiction.
it. Yeah.
Imagine, doesn't mean because you feel something that you do it. Man maybe feels to have maybe wal'iyadu billah intercourse with his mother, to have a sexual, so he's gonna feel it. No, we say that is from the Satan. Fight it back, and the outcome of that is paradise. Doesn't mean because I feel like I'm gonna rob someone, I'm gonna rob someone. You understand? You know, so you have to understand. Doesn't mean because you feel something, but what's happened now? You feel something, do it. There's a man from Germany, he came to Britain, he's 65 years old. He said he feels he's trapped in a body, he's 16 years old, 16. But he's 56, yeah? But he believes he was born in the wrong body. My point here is that when you have Christianity doesn't know the problem. The only religion that can resolve these problems is Islam, because from the creator of everything. That's why there's a huge war against Islam, because the only religion that is standing firm and is not backing down is Islam. That's why you see there's in Australia, in many countries, day and every day, many articles speaking badly about Islam. Even though the Muslim countries are weak, but the fast growing religion on the face of the earth is Islam. You know, so you have to understand you've been created, and you have a purpose in this life, and you want to worship your Creator. Logically, you want to worship according to His way, correct? That is in Islam, not another way. You know, and you're going to die. Soon you're going to die. You know, and your own existence, my existence, all our existence, by His virtue. You know, don't let something turn you away from the truth. If it's clear to you, makes sense to you, that's why we're here, invite people to become a Muslim. If you have any questions, you're more than welcome to ask questions. But Islam, what does Islam mean? Islam means submission. Islam doesn't mean you become Pakistani or Algerian or Arab, no. Islam means istislamu lillah, to submit to whom? Not to Muhammad, to the Creator. But according to Prophet Muhammad's teaching. If I was alive at the time of Jesus, I would submit to Allah according to Jesus, because he was the messenger at that time. Before Jesus, I will submit to Allah according to Moses. Now the last prophet is Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, to submit to the Creator, your Creator and our Creator, through his teaching. You know, that's Islam. And do you have any question?
Well,
You can ask. No, don't be shy. Well, ask any question.
Ask
Ask
everything I wanted to hear.
if you have any question. What do you think what I said so far? Does it make sense?
It all makes sense. Well, technically, that's what I believe as well. But
So you're
I
Muslim
don't-
basically?
No, I just don't want to identify. Like, I just don't want to choose a path. That's it. Because what I believe, you don't need the religion to believe in God. That's it.
No, but you
I
ag-
believe in the Creator, but you don't need to have a religion to believe in.
But you agreed with me that in order to believe in the Creator, you have to believe in His way. And
Yeah,
we can,
You have to believe in.
and-
God.
and we-
You have to believe in something.
but
because
according
there is
to whom?
something.
According to whom? You believe in God according to your feeling or my feeling, or according to the way of God? According to the way of God. And God is the all-wise, correct? The most wise is God. The most wise God will not create us with different feelings and He say, choose your way. No. God will give us...
Free will, technically. That's
No, free will has nothing to do with God. Like, for example, we have free will. When you go to school, the teacher is not going to tell you because you have free will, so choose your own subject.
No.
He's
well,
going to show you the subject.
Yeah.
He's going to teach you. Likewise, God, the Most High, He showed us the guidance. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned. إِنَّا هَدَيْنَاهُ السَّبِيلَ إِمَّا شَاكِرًا وَإِمَّا كَفُورًا. We show him the guidance either as a grateful person or ungrateful person. So it's up to you to follow the truth or not. Yes, we agree with that. However, the outcome of not following the truth, because the Creator never created this without any purpose. The outcome of rejecting the truth is the hellfire. The outcome of following the truth is paradise. That's the reality. You like it or not, we have to accept that we're going to die. You understand? Yeah. That's why majority of times people reject Islam anytime. So if you accept there is a creator and Islam makes sense to you, you should become a Muslim. Because the creator sent that religion. Because by the way, religion is a Greek word. Firstly, let's define the words. Religion, religious. Religious means way of life. Each of us here has a way of life. You have a way of life, maybe you just play football every day. You know, everyone has a way of life. Islam is a way of life, how to worship your creator, how to live according to your creator's teaching. So Islam is about belief and implementation, not just for you, also for the government. You know, Islam is for everyone, not just for you to be in a mosque. That's it, no, for everyone, because this creation belongs to the creator. Logically speaking, no one knows what is good for us in detail and what is bad for us in detail except the creator. Likewise, no one knows what is good for this phone in detail and what is bad for this phone in detail except the maker. Now, if you want to know about the phone in detail, you go to the maker. You don't go to the butcher. You're not going to go to the barber shop. You ask him. You understand? So likewise, that's what Allah said. أَلَا يَعْلَمُ مَنْ خَلَقَ وَهُوَ اللَّطِيفُ الْخَبِيرُ. Allah doesn't know of His creation, the Almighty, the well acquainted. You know, so no doubt, the Most Wise will show us the way. And as I have demonstrated to you with the rational way, with the examples, logical ways, based upon the text of the Quran and the prophetic teaching, that Islam is the way to God. Now you have the free will to accept or reject.
That's it,
What do you want then? Accept or you want to think?
That's thinking.
Okay, here as a gift for you.
Is that the Quran? Or?
No, this is a book about Islam. This is very good. Well, what is Islam? So all the examples I've mentioned is in this book. You can read them more. You know, inshallah. Maybe next time you can come. You know, what I would say to you is a very respectful person. And I really enjoyed the conversation with you. When you go home, praise the Creator. Say, oh God, guide me to the truth. You know, because I can't change your heart. What is upon me to convey the message. Like literally, some people have give da'wah to. Maybe I spoke 5 minutes, they accept Islam. Some people maybe 2 hours, they accept Islam. But guess what? They come back 2 months later and they accept Islam. Allah changed the heart. And I wish for you to become Muslim. Because the only way to God is Islam. Islam to worship God according to His teaching. Prophet Muhammad's teaching has been preserved. Jesus' teaching has not been preserved. Yes, it's been preserved. Where? In the Prophet Muhammad teaching, the Quran. If you want to know what Jesus said exactly, it's in the Quran. But in the Bible, it's been corrupted. You know, Greek, the Romans, the pagans changed it. You know.
If religion is made to rule the world, that's what.
Say again.
Religion is made to rule the world. You know.
What do you mean by that?
That's why they are corrupt in the Bible.
Yeah, but they never corrupt the Quran. Because Allah mentioned He will preserve it. Because it's Allah's legislation. You cannot corrupt it. But the Bible has been corrupted. Why? Firstly, they cannot memorize it. Secondly, Paul, he wants to please the pagans, the Roman pagans. That's why he had to change it. Yeah. But Islam, that's why Islam, we don't change our religion. You know, we don't change, we don't play around, you know.
Yeah, I know.
And it's known. Yeah, alhamdulillah. Even though we're strong, we don't play around with Islam, alhamdulillah. If it's something haram. We're not gonna because like some people they want to please other people. No, we believe that if you want to please your Creator. Yes, be good to people. Doesn't mean you go be rude to them. No, be good to people, even those who disagree with you. Islam teaches us to be good, respectful. However, I'm not gonna water down my religion. I'm not gonna compromise my religion for anyone else. You know, because I want good for you. That's why I call it Islam. But at the end, it's up to you to accept and reject. I'll give you a book to read, inshallah. Brother, look after yourself.
Yes,
take care, yeah? Thank you very much. All right.